Hi, I'm Sarah Marshall. Um, I just thought maybe it would help to put a face to the name with all that paperwork I submitted. I know it's overwhelming and you guys have your hands full and you have a lot to do and a lot to manage, and I really appreciate the time that you take to put any kind of effort into this Art Institute investigation. I just want to say I'm 30 years old. I have had jobs in the field. None of them could have stemmed to be a sustaining career where I would have been able to make enough to live and pay off my loans. A matter of fact, I didn't start having money in my account after bills were paid until after I gave up on the art field and just found whatever I could, which happens to be working at a bank right now, which is miserable and absolutely not what I want to do, and I hate every second of it, but it's stable, unlike every art job is out there, which is not what I was led to believe. The reputation of the school when I enrolled was really good, and that's like the biggest reason why I wanted to go there, was because it was a huge name. And I thought, that's A plus on my resume. That's awesome. Little did I know that they had high pressure sales tactics to increase enrollment, to pressure us into signing documents and manipulate our emotional states by saying, oh, you're so talented, you'll have no problem finding a job. And I fell for it, and I fell for it along with a ton of other people. Not to sound like whatever, but I know I have talent, but there's no jobs for me. And a lot of people I went to school with, they couldn't draw a stick figure, and they somehow managed to get all the way through school with a degree that they graduated. I can't imagine what they must be doing right now and what they must be feeling. I was one of the better stories, and I still am suffering greatly because of the school and my student loan debt and all the lies that they fed us. I was one of the few that did get a job. I got a job from the portfolio presentation. I worked immediately after graduation, but this job that I received was non-paying for 1 full year, about 20 hours a week or more, while I juggled a couple other part-time jobs making minimum wage. And that led to a 2-week contract job elsewhere that, it was 2 weeks. That's not even almost worth mentioning. And from there, I jumped around constantly, and there was no stability whatsoever. The only job that I made more than $13.76, I think, was the highest I made. The only job that paid me more than that was whenever I got a job working for a guy that was harassing me and the other female coworkers. And I think that's the only reason I got that job, and the only reason why I got paid it was $17, I think, an hour, which is good starting. I definitely take that. It's really good. Still, I would hope it would be more over time, but I would take that definitely to start. But that boss just was really touchy-feely, and it was not a safe position for me or the other female employees, so I had to leave, and that was basically the last straw. This field is garbage. This school failed me. They told me I'd have a job. It was promised me on a silver platter. They told me 90% of graduates have a job within 6 months, and I'm like, oh wow, that's fantastic, cool, sign me up. And it's gotten me nowhere. I would have been so much better off if I just would have worked at McDonald's this entire time, because I would have gone up the ranks and maybe be a manager or something. But no, I had to try to make a life for myself, and aspirations to be something better and want a family and have the money to support them. And I'm 30, unmarried, not engaged, nothing, no kids, not pregnant, nothing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to have a family at this point. With my student loan debt, I feel like that is the most irresponsible thing for me to do, is to try to have kids. And it's completely just ruined my life. And it's not fair that there is documents and cases and so much evidence everywhere that the Art Institute lied, and there's so much fraud involved with the school that it's like commonplace. When people talk about the Art Institute, the first thing that they talk about is, oh, you know, fraud. It's like synonymous. It's just not fair. And now I feel like I shouldn't even have it on my resume, because they're talking about closing the school in March. And with the god-awful reputation it has now, I feel like it's held me back from hearing back from employers. I've got insomnia. I can't sleep anymore because I'm worried about my future, and just so crushed that I am where I am right now, despite how hard I worked to get a degree. 4 years of my life, I worked so hard. I never did all that stupid college partying and whatever. I never did that. I was 100% focused, and I got best of show when I graduated, and all the stars were in line. But no one takes this school seriously, and now I'm saddled with a lifelong debt that I'll never be able to repay. And what's worse is my mom's attached to at least the federal loans, and I hate to say it, but there was many years I was so depressed about everything, I just wanted to kill myself. But I didn't, because she was a cosigner, and I knew my loans would go to her. Now, thankfully, I'm not in that dark place anymore, at least to that extent. I'm not great, but I'm not that bad. But that was a real thing for a few years that I battled. And it's not right. And this school can't get away with this. I mean, there's just so much out there. Please just look at the evidence that you've gotten either from me and, you know, everyone else, and please just take this seriously, because this is my life. This is so many other people's lives, and these are not just idiot artist people that, you know, think that they can make a career out of being a starving artist. This school told us we would make money, that we would have a job, and that is why we did what we did when we signed the line. They told me that student loan debt is good debt, that it wouldn't hurt my credit report. I beg to differ. So I asked about that whenever I was signing the papers. I'm like, is this gonna be a problem when I'm trying to get a mortgage one day when I'm old in my 30s? Well, here I am now, 30, and I can't do anything with my life because of all this debt. I can't even get a car loan on my own. I don't know. And the other thing I think I mentioned in my application, they would pull me from class regularly to sign student loan documents, and I wouldn't be allowed back into class until I signed these documents, and they didn't explain what any of them were, or, you know, that they were loans, not grants. And yeah, I know I was 19, so I was technically an adult and I can make my own decisions, but when I'm trying to get back to my class that I'm paying $500 a credit for, I'm trying to hurry up and get back to class. I apologize, I look so gross right now, but I don't sleep, and this has just been such a terrible way to live for, I don't even know how many years. I graduated in 2012. So yeah, it's been a while that things have not been going well. Please help us. Thank you for listening to me rant, and thank you for dealing with all my papers. And I'm sorry that there's so much, but there's so much. All right, I hope you have a good day. Thanks again.